Welcome, I'm Darren, and today I'll be opening up a box of Topps Big. This is a 1989 Topps Big baseball card box, and I've never really I never got the chance to see these in stores. I assume that they were fairly common because the cards aren't all that expensive, so they're not too rare. But the box is a box of 36 packs. Each pack has 7 cards in it, and this is a set that is total with the 3 series. It's a 330 card set, but in this case, it's only 110 cards in each of the series, and they don't really break it down into pricing as series. So there's the presumption that you're going to get all 3 of the packs. They're interesting packs for the store shelf model of selling cards, because you can actually see through them, and so it's more difficult to tell who it is on the back because you can't see the name. But on the front of the pack, you can see the back of the card. So in this case, it is Kevin Els something or other. Not familiar enough with baseball players at the time to know what the player's name is, but the packs are it's interesting to do packs that you can see through so clearly. Kind of a bold move. So this is what the cards look like, and the set has no rookie cards in it. Even in the across the 3 series, it's all regular player cards. The set design is, to me, these are the best cards from this era of Topps. I don't know why they didn't make more of the so you have Topps USA or Team USA cards in here, Mark McGwire. But I don't know why they didn't make their regular issue baseball cards as good as these packs, or as the cards here in Topps Big turned out. It's always been a disappointment to me that the baseball packs are as lacking. Oof, these solo packs are difficult to open up. But it's the sets do all look great. There are 3 years that they did Topps Big. So this, like I said, is 1989, and this is the first series out of 3. Figure out how to make these packs work. I guess that's how it'll have to work. But there are three series for each of the 3 years. 1988, 1989, and 1990 are the 3 years that they made Topps Big, and the cards are an oversized card. So these are not standard size, and they're not even the size of the 89 Bowman. The 89 Bowman was a card size that was based on the early Bowman cards from the late 40s, and not sure how far into the 50s. I think it was only the late 40s where Bowman was making the oversized cards that Topps then brought back in 1989. But for these cards, they're actually larger than that, and that's because the early Topps baseball sets were actually these dimensions, which is 2 5/8 by 3 3/4, I believe, is the size. They do fit into the same Bowman packs, so you are able to put them away into Bowman card pages. The sleeves that the Bowman cards go into is large enough that they don't hang out. They stay within the plastic plastic sleeves, so they fit, and that's really helpful. But the set is I talk a lot about how Pacific had a tradition of making cards that were really innovative thinking outside the box and kind of exotic. But I do have to acknowledge that Topps really kind of started doing that in starting with 1989 with Bowman, or starting with 88 with Topps Big, and then again with Topps Bowman, where those were the first full set cards that were done in a large size that was not the tall boy. Since the very beginning of card collecting, in the early years they'd had larger sized cards, and it was kind of common. And then in the 50s, what we consider today to be the standard size card was finally developed, and it has maintained its role as the size of all cards that are made ever since. So Topps, going back to these early card sizes, was a neat little move that they made, and it ushered in a great deal of potential for card exploration that would evolve in the 1990s. And the 1990s had a lot of fun that was going on, but I do remember that when I started out in 1990, the 89 baseball set was really kind of a novel idea that everybody was amazed by, but nobody knew quite what to do with, because the cards were an awkward size. They didn't fit into any of the traditional storage approaches that you took. There were pages that were available that could be used, but you couldn't really put them into boxes very effectively. Oh, these packs are kind of difficult to work with. But you couldn't put them into large boxes very well. I don't remember. Well, you could put them into. At that point, we didn't have the hard cases. Early on, we had the softer sleeved plastic cases, which are kind of rounded on the top and the bottom, and they have a tab, and then right under the tab is where you open it up to slide the cards in, and these all fit into those pages, or into those containers. But other than that, 89 Bowman, and then also these cards, which I actually never encountered for probably a full decade. They didn't work too well in your general collecting. So the fact that Bowman only made them for the first year that they returned with Topps makes all kinds of sense. It is kind of a shame, because I really like these cards. I like the size of them. The extra space gives a little bit extra room to play around with the design. And in a second, okay, so the fact that they can have a good headshot and have a good action shot all combined in the same real estate is a big plus, a big advantage to these cards. And they did a great job with the color treatment, how they created all the details along the bottom of name, both the first name and the last name. I love how the cards come out, and again, they didn't get this creative with the main card set, and I think that's a huge loss for the regular Topps cards. But these were not very common. I really don't have any idea what the relative rarity is compared to the regular cards. These have to be significantly more rare than the regular Topps releases. I do know that their value is a lot stronger than the regular cards. They seem to be worth about twice as much. So that definitely plays into the difference in availability of the cards. The front of the cards is it's the fact that it's horizontal is kind of a benefit in terms of how the card pages that we use to store these is oriented, because the 8 card pages is a sideways card orientation, and so the cards would be like this on the page, so it works well. But the back of the card is based on a 1960s, I believe it was a 1960s Topps card, and the cartoons are based upon that, and the whole layout works, which is a very comical approach. It's more the kind of thing that you would see sold to young kids. So it doesn't have the professional collector feel that we're far more used to with. Wow, these packs can be tough to open. That we're used to with our main card sets. So it certainly wouldn't hold up as the overall design of these cards wouldn't hold up as the standard bearer set for Topps. But for an interesting little sideshow card, it really does read well. I like these cards a lot. And it's too bad that they stopped making them, because I have no idea what kind of sales the cards received, how popular they necessarily were. But going back and looking at these are among the few junk wax era cards that I enjoy opening packs of, just because whenever I see the cards coming out, there's kind of an exciting, if the packs permit me to, there's kind of an exciting feel that I get just seeing the cards. They read in a really cool way. They're inviting. So the set has 9. This first series set has 9 cards that are worth something significant. And they are Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Roger Clemens, George Brett, Don Mattingly, Tony Gwynn, Robin Ventura. I've seen a couple of his go through, haven't pulled them out. Roberto Alomar and Ozzie Smith. And I saw the Robin Ventura cards are from the USA team, which is an insert set. So here's one of the Team USA cards. It's not an insert set. It is it's a part of the set, but it's a special team that they have in this particular set. Oh. Haven't been paying attention. Okay, there we go. But it's a cool little team theme within the set that they didn't do. I don't remember them doing in the main Topps set. They had in 1986, I want to say. I think that was the year when they had the Mark McGwire ex-rookie card. So that makes this set, if I'm right that the 1989 Topps set did not have a Team USA in it, that makes this set a little bit more special than the other the normal Topps sets. And Topps did a lot of different types of sets over the years. They had their Topps Mini, and they had all sorts of special little individual sets that they would sell, 44 cards a piece and the like. I don't remember any other cards other than the stickers being sold in packs, so that's kind of a distinctive thing for this set, for the Topps Big cards. So, well, this card's actually pretty well warped. I'm going to look at that one later. So, overall, the number of cards in this is 250 or some odd cards. and it's a 110 card set, so that means that I should be getting 2 complete sets. My word, these packages are difficult to open. So yeah, I should get about two complete sets out of this. And I've noticed a couple of players there's Robin Ventura. So here's there we go. So I know that I'm definitely not too far past 2 if I do have 2 total. There seems to be a little bit of kind of warping with some of these cards, which is kind of odd. They are bigger cards, which makes them a little bit more prone to potential damage. So that means I've got to be careful. And all the packs on the bottom seem to have seen better days, but then when you get right into the middle, everything's pretty much precise. Centering's a little bit off on most of these. The coloration is good. So yeah, these cards do look great. But I am curious to see how close to 2 sets I got with this box, or 2 1/3 sets. So I'm going to go ahead and stop for now, and then put these into order. I'm going to sort them, and then I'll get back and let you know how things turned out. So just a couple of things to mention while I'm sorting the cards. I had mentioned earlier that I thought that the Mark McGwire X rookie card had been in the 1986 set. It was actually the 1985 Olympic set where the Olympics cards had been in, which makes sense since this is 89 and that's 4 years later. But I also looked, and the 89 regular top set does not include the Olympic cards. So this is a unique card set because it provides you with a rare glimpse at the U.S. Olympic team. And I also said that there are no rookie cards in this set. There are no official rookie cards in this set. So there are some rookies like Robin Ventura, but they don't qualify in that capacity because this is considered a very secondary set. So just a few points to throw in there, and then I'll finish up with the cards and we'll close it out. So now I'm back, and I ended up getting basically just 1 set out of all this. Most of the cards are doubles. There are some triples like Barry Bonds here. I got 3 copies of him as well as Oral Hershiser. So I got a number of the valuable cards. Basically every one of the valuable cards I got at least 2 of, and like I said, I got 3 of a couple of them. For this box, there were, as I had stated before, there were a couple of cards that are a bit warped, but it doesn't look like it's bad. I don't see any actual damage to the cards, except for I am noticing when they're all stacked up, there's a bit of a line here, and I'm not sure what that. Actually, I assume that's part of the wrapping, probably from like the black tab here that may have got into some of the cards. But overall, they came out great. There doesn't appear to really be any yellowing at all. The large size, while it is a nice card and it's fun to look at, it is a little bit difficult, a little bit awkward to work with your hands, because the size is just slightly larger than what I would normally have with a card. So here you can see the difference between the 2 cards. We use a side that's not as shiny, and so it's not too bad. But you do feel it while you're working with the cards, because when you get a whole handful of these and you're working through them, the mechanics needs to be a little. There's more required of you during the process. Here's a card I have 4 of. But the only issue I had when working with these cards in a large group is the back, the particular feel of it. It gets a little bit grabby in an odd way. It has kind of a sandpaper-like quality, which is fairly common, but there's kind of a dusty quality that most cards usually have at this time. And since these are all high gloss, so this is what the inserts like All-Stars and what the Tiffany cards are like, I found it a little tricky to work with this large group. But this is 1/3 of the total set, and like I said, I got one complete set of that third, and I'm only missing about 10 or so cards from having a second complete set. So 2 boxes would definitely give me 2. I would be surprised if I didn't get 3 sets out of 2 boxes, and it'd be nice to get 4 out of that. I may be getting one soon, so I'll see how that works out. But nice cards. These are cards that I don't run into. I don't hear people talk about them at all, which is a shame, because to me this is the top set for 88, 89, and 1990. Great cards. Had fun going through it, although the packs are a little tricky to open. They're very well sealed, and I don't know if it's the way that they were sealed or the thickness of the cards, because there were only 7 per pack, that made it difficult to open. But that was the only challenge with it, which isn't an issue in the long run. There's no gum in these packs, and so the cellophane wrapped cards come out in great shape every single time. Overall, I think that this is a set that I'm surprised I haven't tackled yet. I'm glad that I've finally gotten to it. Had a lot of fun, and I'm going to go ahead and pursue putting together all 3 years out of the box, because this is well worth it. I'll figure out if I'll do any more of these box openings of Topps Big, because since there's nothing else in the set, I don't know what else I'd talk about. But stay tuned and see if I possibly do that. So I hope that you enjoyed this box opening, or this conversation with me with something going on in the background. I hope you'll subscribe to look for new videos that I do, both the box openings and the main videos that I do where I explain about different card sets. And hope that you'll check out more of my videos. So thank you for watching.